Y'all smell that?
What do y'all smell? What's that smell, Dev?
It's funky.
Let's go!
It's funky.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Winners Lounge. What a game we just watched. What a game. The Nuggets down by 19 in the first half. Come back to beat the New Orleans Pelicans 134 to 116. Holy shit, do we have a lot to talk about tonight. We are presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. That was a never ordinary game. A forgetful first half, but Nikola Jokic and Julian Strawther were unbelievable in the second half. We'll break it all down for you. I'm Harrison Wynn, joined by Brendan Vogt.
Fellas, we could probably snake draft big takeaways tonight.
There's
just so much to...
Third segment?
Yeah, why not, dude? Why not?
What a game.
What a
also
game,
joined
man.
by Superstar Dev.
That game was damn fun. Like, that was wild from start to finish. I loved it. I loved every piece of it.
That was so fun, man, because the Pelicans came out on fire in this game, and I'll get to the fast breakdown in a second, but Pelicans came out on fire. You knew they were going to cool off a little bit, but that was just such a fun second half, man. The Joker, just a masterclass. It was really a masterclass throughout all four quarters from him. Julian Strawther, we'll spend a lot of time on him tonight. There are some other great performances too. This was just an all-around awesome game. This was a game we deserve. We deserved it.
It was a weird game. The shooting variance was wild from the jump. But look, I will say this. You know, every now and then, if neither team wants to play defense, it can be fun to watch. It can be pretty fun.
Yeah, that was no defense in the first half. But guess what? The Nuggets did not quit at any point in that game. They were like, we're going to keep fighting. We still have the best player in basketball. And we're going to play the right way. And that's how you get a win like that. That was a blowout. How was that a blowout?
Let me break it down exactly how it was a blowout.
Recap it for us.
Get to the fast breakdown recap. I don't even know what it's called.
The brief recap.
My first note, hot start for Michael Porter Jr. We were wondering how no Jamal Murray would affect this team. Michael Porter Jr. got a lot of good looks out of the gate. He had 7 early points. He looked locked in. Collin Gillespie in at backup point guard for Reggie Jackson at the 6:30 mark of the first quarter. Matt Ryan came out on fire for New Orleans.
Friend of the YouTube channel.
Friend of the YouTube channel, friend of the Nuggets, friend of the show. He came out on fire with 2 quick threes. Nikola Jokic missed his first couple threes. He still had 12.7 rebounds, 2 assists in the first quarter, but came up short on all 3 of his threes. The wrist did not look 100%. Nuggets trailed by 2. Second quarter, Julian Strawther came in the game. Matt Ryan, though, hit another 3. There was somebody else who was red hot for New Orleans, too. That was Jordan Hawkins, who had a big night as well. Early Michael Malone timeout after 2 minutes in the second quarter. Nuggets down 8. From there, Julian Strawther hit his first 3 of the night, but the Pelicans were just scoring with ease, man. They were 8 of 12 from 3 early in the second quarter. The Nuggets were 2 of 14. All of a sudden, New Orleans was up by 15 points. Denver battled back to close the second quarter, but the Pelicans led 71 to 59 at the half. New Orleans put up 71 points in the first half. Third quarter, things began to change. Early 7-3 Nuggets run. Aaron Gordon had a big block at the rim. Michael Porter hit a 3. You felt like this team got back to Nuggets basketball. All of a sudden, it was a 3-point game. Pelicans went to Cody Zeller.
Hey, that's music to my ears.
I think we all took notice of that.
Yeah, we did.
Nuggets then quickly got the lead back a couple minutes later on a Jokic and one to go up 83-80. Nikola Jokic got his triple-double with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, past LeBron James and Jason Kidd for 4th on the all-time list. Collin Gillespie minutes again late in the third quarter, and we'll talk about in a little. I thought he had some good moments. Nuggets outscored the Pelicans 40-21 in the third quarter. Fellas, it was a party from there. Julian Strawther caught fire. Peyton Watson was making plays. Julian Strawther, not just with the 3, but with the 2 as well. Jordan Hawkins hit a couple more shots, but the Nuggets led this fourth quarter by 8 points for most of, the last 10, 9, 8 minutes of this game. and then they eventually put it away. Maybe the sequence of the year so far pretty much ended this game. Nikola Jokic comes out of nowhere to pick, I forget whose pocket it was, near the three-point line. It ends in a Jokic oop to a Michael Porter Jr. one-handed dunk. That end of the game, the Nuggets win 134-116. Again, they were down 19. They win by 18. And in the end, it was a dominant second half from the reigning NBA champs. Brendan Vogt, big takeaway.
You just hit it at the end there. That third quarter, that's a defending champions level third quarter. I think the obvious go-to example, the Warriors. Chris Webber still kind of wakes up in his sleep and goes, got to watch out for the Warriors in the third quarter. Can't stop saying it to this day. But it's now the Nuggets who are that team, or at least in this 1 to 2 year window it has been. And that's the stuff you always look, for a while the Nuggets were one of maybe the 10 best teams in the league, but probably not one or two. And you would watch those top two teams and you'd think, man, if they could just have that switch, that level, one day they will, we think. And that's where we're at. And that third quarter was that level of dominance. And I tweeted this earlier in the year, like, in theory, and probably in fact, the Nuggets are going to lose some home games this year. But
maybe. I don't know.
Good luck being the team that does it, especially if those are their third quarters. So a lot of specifics we can get into, but for me, the third quarter is the big takeaway.
It's funny that you talk about third quarters because that's where you talk about that championship pedigree and just being a lot different than what we're used to. Do you remember when we used to dread third quarters?
Yes.
When that used to be the thing that was on your mind the entire time, like how do they respond? How do they bounce back? What do they do about the bench? Is this other team going to go off? Like that used to be a thing, and now it's like in the back of your mind. Like this is a championship team, and that is also, one of my big takeaways is this feels honestly like that Golden State Warrior run, like the beginning of them creating the dynasty that we know today. Things just seem to go their way the entire time, and for the first time all year, I can truly say it. And I remember a guy telling me this. All of the Nuggets are good.
Somebody said that before.
Every single one of them.
Somebody might have put it on a shirt or something.
This was the first time that I really felt that.
I've heard that.
The bench looked good. The starters looked great. And to overcome a 20-point deficit with your really an all-star missing out of the game, your starting point guard, and you to just respond and blow the team out. How do you have a comeback blowout?
Was that 18 point? Is that an 18-point win?
18-point win when you were down 20.
They won by 18.
A comeback
down
blowout.
20.
You're right,
A
Dad.
comeback blowout is incredible.
Yeah. The Warriors comp is so good because when those amazing Warriors teams were playing, no matter how much the other team got up by, those leads never felt safe.
That's it.
They never did. And that's the same thing with this Nuggets team. Pelicans couldn't miss in the first half. They shot like 70% from three. It didn't matter because you knew eventually that faucet was going to turn off and the Nuggets were going to find a rhythm because they always do. In 48 minutes, they're always going to find Nuggets basketball, and they did tonight in the third quarter. What was your big takeaway, Dev? Was it the same thing?
All of the Nuggets are good.
All of the Nuggets are good. Okay.
That's my big takeaway. All of them.
What do you got, Wind?
I want to just sit here and say Nikola Jokic is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah, you kind of do, don't you?
You'll never convince me that anybody has ever mastered the game of basketball like Nikola Jokic has. He's just a basketball god, and we're just all witnesses right now. But maybe I'll save that for another day. Julian Strawther, I thought, was the story of the second half and probably the overarching story of this game.
Yep.
21 points, 8 of 13 shooting, 5 of 9. He finished to -7 because he was on the floor during that huge Pelicans first half run. But he was incredible in the second half, you guys. He's in my circle of trust. And I don't say that lightly. Like, it took a while even for Christian Brown to get in my circle of trust last year. But Julian Strawther, man, he's so poised. He doesn't make mistakes. He makes all the right decisions. He's got swag. He's got confidence. He feels the game like a 10-year vet. I am so impressed with him. I feel so comfortable with him on the floor. Like, regardless of who he's playing with, regardless of who he's playing, he is good, man. He is a player.
Our first official starburst of the season, Julian Strawther going off. And we talked about the third quarter, obviously the dominant quarter, but Denver found a little life and juice in the second. And Julian Strawther was a big part of that. He took the floor. He was getting those shots up confidently. And then I loved in this second half when he felt, I mean, he was just going to get some threes up for a long stretch there, but then he was putting the ball on the floor, getting to the rim, looked at least comfortable and confident in his floater. Ultimately, what did he finish tonight shooting? Something ridiculous.
8 of 13, 5 and 9 from 3.
21 points off the bench.
And I would have been fine if he shot it a couple more times.
100%. So that was awesome to see. And he and Peyton Watts even had a little bit of a Booth Boys little stretch there late in the game as well. That was fun. So really, really good to see for all the Strawther fans, all the Nuggets fans, and this guy looks really, really good, really playable early.
Yeah. One of the questions heading into this year was, and really it was the biggest red flag, was the backup point guard for the Nuggets. How does it look when Jamal is not playing or on the court? Well, this was a game that he was out, and it's going to be for the foreseeable future. And Malone elected to go with Collin Gillespie. It did not go well early on after the Reggie Jackson, who did not actually play particularly well in this game as well.
Agreed.
And that opened up the floor for Strawther to have an incredible game. And also, it gives you something that you can go with. No, he's not running the offense or, being the actual point guard, but it is an option that you could throw out there, and he's going to be able to open up the floor and space it in such ways. And then he also has just so many aspects to his game. He's shooting the floater. He's so dangerous when he has the ball in his hands that you don't even notice that there's not a point guard out there.
Right.
You don't really care. But this was like a really welcome to the NBA moment that we saw in the preseason. We saw at different times, and for it to be in a real game and for them to answer that early on, he earned some extra minutes, and Denver's even more dangerous. That's crazy.
Mike Malone has some tough decisions to make because he's very, very playable right now.
And which was the idea behind some of these younger guys. It was kind of funny. There was a stretch there in that second bench stint where Strawther's doing so much damage and Collin Gillespie's doing a pretty good job running the second unit in the second stint. And you're going, these are two guys that at college knew how to play basketball at a higher level than most of their opponents most of the time. And, for a guy like Collin, particularly in the NBA, it's not really about that stuff, right? He's just too small is really the bigger weakness. But to see those guys get to kind of get a little comfortable and confident together, it was really, really fun. But particularly Strawther, and even just the way he was getting the shots up in the second quarter when the game was potentially slipping away, they could not buy a three. It was a very fearless performance from a young player, and that's what they needed tonight.
Oh, yeah. He's not scared.
No.
He's not timid. He steps into shots like he's been doing it for 15 years. And he has looked ready. He has looked absolutely ready for the NBA. And I think a big part of it is the system he played in at Gonzaga next to Drew Timme, another center who plays like Nikola Jokic. He played in a pro-style system, and he's looked ready for the task. He's looked ready to play this role. And I was talking to somebody with the Nuggets about Strawther a couple days ago, and the impression I got is that when the Nuggets got on the clock at 29 and Strawther was available, I don't know if they went into that night thinking they were going to be able to get Julian Strawther, and then they were on the clock and Julian Strawther was still there, and they were like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
Julian Strawther's available? Done. Send it in. Call about himself. We're taking Julian Strawther. It was that easy because I don't think they expected maybe him to be there, but when he was, it was an automatic pick because I think a lot of people that scouted Julian Strawther thought he could make an impact right away. And I mean, he looks like he could play 15, 20 minutes a game every single night.
And this is as a rookie. He really does feel that he belongs. His swag when he's out there, he actually had a moment out there where he's knocking down everything. He's shot ready. And it's not even he's just balling. When the ball comes to him, he's just ready to shoot. make or miss. He does not care, and then he's going to shoot himself back into a good shot or just a rhythm. He's just so poised when he's out there, and that's just being ready at such an early age. Like, if this is what they're getting this early, what does it look like later on in the season?
Can you guys believe how fun this bench is, though?
No, that's the thing. Not just
Julian
that they're
Strawther, P. Watt, Zeke the Freak,
Christian Brown.
See, this bench is so fun.
That's the thing. It's not just that they've been playable and at times good to very good, depending on your expectations, but it's been enjoyable.
Yeah.
And those minutes, when you're a kid and you'd be like, I'm gonna hold my breath till we finish, when we drive past a graveyard, till we make it to the end. That game? I don't know why you do that. It's stupid. It's dumb. That used to be the Jokic minutes. You know what I mean?
The non-Jokic.
The non-Jokic minutes. Yes. You just take a deep breath and wait and kind of hope you don't pass out. And now it's not just that they're playing well. It's fun to watch Peyton Watson disrupt defensively. It's fun to watch Julian Strawther go off. It's been fun to watch even guys like Reggie, who we had lower expectations for. So yeah, dude, I can't believe what a treat it's been.
Let's hit a break. Lots more to get to from this game. We'll talk about the basketball god on the other side. We'll get to around the association a little later. We'll hear from Adam Mares, who's at the arena. Can't wait to hear what Julian Strawther had to say after this one. Let's hit a break.
That was not an ordinary game. It's never an ordinary game with Bet365. You can turn any play, any game into the play. The game, sign up with Bet365 using the code DNVR365, and you'll get a first bet safety net of $1,000 in bonus bets, or bet $5 and receive $150 in bonus bets when you sign up with code DNVR365. And if you are watching the pregame shows, then we have our own custom bets sometimes, and today we had one. MPJ 3+3s. Did it hit?
No.
Oh, that's brutal. It was busted to plus 100.
Hit, man.
It should
He
have.
was right there, but he started cooking there.
Shout out Bet365. That was still a good bet.
If you see Nux in the corner on that up, that's a custom DNVR bet. Ride with us all season long at DNVR at Bet365. And remember, use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Primo hoagies are awesome. I wish I had one right now. I'm a big sandwich guy, but I love when it's just the quality meats and cheeses that are sliced fresh every day. I love their award-winning seeded rolls. I love that it's fresh. I love that it reminds me of home. And I love that they have locations both in Denver and Centennial. And you can order your party trays in advance or just a sandwich for yourself and online at primohoagies.com. Use code DNVR for $2 off a Primo size hoagie when ordering online. It's not just a hoagie, fellas. It's Primo.
We're back here on the Winners Lounge, DNVR Nuggets Podcast, presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Nuggets win 134-116 over the Pelicans. They were down 18 in the first half. Or no, they were down 19. They won by 18. Let's get to the basketball god. He was probably my second takeaway tonight. Nikola Jokic had a triple-double after 3 quarters. He finished with 35 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists, 15 of 24 shooting. We always talk about what Nikola Jokic can add to his game every summer. We always talk about, can he come back a better player? He definitely came back a better player, but I'm having trouble putting my fingertip on what exactly he got better at. He's just more dominant, but I don't know specifically what he got better at.
Huh.
When you had that,
because he's definitely better.
When
right?
you used to have the argument of like LeBron versus Michael Jordan, like one side would throw out statistics of like LeBron, and the other one would be like, but he's not a killer. Like, he's not dominant. He's not. He doesn't just have that eye of the tiger the entire time. Jokic added that part of his game where he just wants to kill everybody that comes into his way.
I just got chills, Dev. I just got chills.
I think it's the right answer.
That's really what it is. He added that part. It's not an actual statistic or anything like that. He just is now like, nobody can guard me, and I'm going to prove it every single night. This is a game that he came into it banged up. He hasn't took a night off because he knows that his team needs him. And he's addicted to winning. He's addicted to dominating this year. And I think that that's where the biggest change is. There used to be nights that he took off in different ways, or he was just like, hey, I'm going to just get assists tonight. I'm going to get Now he's added everything. He's like, I'm going to get every single rebound. I'm going to set the table, and I'm going to kill whoever steps in front of me. So Jokic has that in his eye this year, and I've seen enough like crime TV and things to know who a killer is. That is a mass murderer.
Dev's right. That's the answer. The rest of it too
answer.
is that I just think, at this point, the only thing Jokic would be waiting for is everyone else to kind of get on his level. And right now, the Denver Nuggets are on his level. They understand what to do. It's been that way since the postseason. And so the other part of it is just that everyone else around him is that much better and locked into what they need to be doing around him. And it's making the game of basketball has always been easy for Jokic, but for once, the Nuggets around him are making his life easy for him.
Yeah.
And the result of that is dominance,
Yeah. And he's doing it all on a bum wrist. Just par for the course.
Classic. Yeah. Again, you hear the wrist, you get worried. 62% from the floor, 35 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists. I think he was okay.
And he even hit
Maybe
2
he's not
threes.
okay. Maybe that's him not at 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe there's still another level to get to.
That's the part that is so crazy. You're like, oh, he's banged up. Everybody else uses that as an excuse. He's like, hey, I am banged up, and I'm still going to go at you the entire time.
When and this is not, I'm joking, so you don't freak out. When he finishes the most dominant 5-year stretch in basketball history and then gets a wrist surgery on his shooting wrist, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram would not play for 5 years.
So he, and again, I don't know if I'm just kidding, but again, you see that, we all get concerned, but what's the bottom line with Jokic? He's been the best player in the world this whole time.
I think you're right, though, Dev. There's a determination, a fire, just a look in Nikola Jokic's eye that we're seeing more this year than we saw last year, maybe in the regular season, where he just decided the Nuggets weren't losing this game tonight.
Right.
He decided that Denver was getting a win.
He does that with New Orleans a lot, by the way.
Yeah, maybe there's something about New Orleans.
What is it? Does he hate them?
Maybe it's how soft Brandon Ingram is, or how in and out of the game Zion Williamson goes, or how he can just shoot over Big Val every time down. But he does have these games against New Orleans. He did decide, though, that the Nuggets were winning this tonight, and it was just an insane effort from him. 35 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Dominance. Absolute dominance. Probably the best player will ever watch play basketball.
Do you think Larry Nance is just on the bench like, I'm sick of this?
Larry Nance is like, man, I need to come on another podcast and talk about Joker.
This is the worst.
I don't know. I think that there's some guys in the league, and Larry Nance is one of those that appreciates being able to see it. Like, he probably has it circled, like, hey, I get to watch Jokic go crazy.
He's like, boys, we're going to Denver tonight.
15's gonna cook. 15's gonna cook us again. I can't wait.
He's like doing the same things that we're all doing, but also like he's going to practice with these guys. He's like, hey, Big Val, Zion, like, yo, hey, you might want to put that down. You got Jokic tomorrow.
Right.
You might, hey, don't touch another cheeseburger tonight. You got Jokic tomorrow.
man.
But I really do think that he loves to see those type of. I think that's. People have accepted it so much that they just kind of know it's coming. It's just like, how is it going to happen?
Yeah. That sequence, though, when he stole the ball near the 3-point line and then the oop to MPJ.
Dude, how does a 7-footer time it to where as soon as a guy turns, he just goes and grabs it, keeps going in transition, throws up the oop. Michael Porter Jr., there's not many. You want to talk about improvements? There's not many alley-oop dunks he has finished in his career.
Right. You could see that one sailing, bouncing off the hand.
Never grabs it or like hands are too. He grabbed that, dunked the hell out of it. He had a couple of dunks in this game. That was like impressive. But like a 7-footer is doing that.
Dev, he's not real.
He's not real.
That guy's not real.
There's a funny thing tonight.
He's not
where
real.
Because this never happens. He botched an entry pass to Mike. And he was almost shocked, and he like apologized a few times. And then he kind of threw a weird alley-oop, and Mike couldn't get it. He got fouled, and Jokic went back to him again. He's like, damn, my bad. And then that one, he threw it up, and I was like, I think he was like, he wants that one real bad.
This year is about Nikola Jokic seeking perfection and the Nuggets seeking perfection, and that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Where should we go next? Michael Porter tonight, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 8 of 16, 2 of 6. This was a solid game for Mike. Felt like he left a lot on the board, though. Could have been way better. How did you feel about him stepping in as the second option with Jamal Murray out vote.
Well, part of it is he played under 30 minutes tonight, so it wasn't like he did get 16 shots up, which I think was good, which is the second leading total on the team, which is appropriate and good. What I saw from Mike tonight was the cutting. Michael Cutter Jr. Dev pointed it out earlier.
He had a couple great cuts tonight.
And they ended up in dunks, and then that alley, I think he had 3 dunks tonight. Yeah. So I like the way that, whether it was in transition or half court, like filling and occupying space wasn't just going to the corners. He had a couple of nice, 3 assists to 1 turnover. The other thing I noticed tonight was that he was on the extra pass early. He had 3 or 4 of those where he could have taken them, and he moved it to KCP. So in the end, there's like a ceiling on this night. He didn't turn it into a huge Porter night, but I actually thought he played pretty well. I liked where his head was at throughout it.
I love the point about the cuts because I felt like, particularly in the second half when the ball was popping, Nuggets had a great flow to them, and Denver had a season-high 37 assists tonight.
Right.
And a lot of that, came up on those plays that you talked about with MPJ cutting.
With the exception, really quick, Dev, of the final 58 seconds that those 3 guys played, I think every Nugget that actually played tonight recorded an assist, down to Zeke Naji.
This could have been a game that Michael Porter Jr. comes in and is like, I'm that guy. Jamal's out. Right. I'm going to help Yoke, and I'm going to do it in just every single way. I'm just going to be able to just shoot it every single time.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm still going to play the right way. He had more cuts in this game than I feel like he's had all year. Like, that's just understanding, like, where to be. And also, okay, he does this, I'm going to go back door. And they rewarded him where he had multiple dunks, where he's getting inside and making it. And then he's also stepping out to the three-point line and shooting the piss out of the ball like he's supposed to. But also, what you continue to not see is Michael Porter Jr. just continue, like, he doesn't get ISO'd. Ingram got going when he was getting the switch on, like, Gillespie and guys like that. Michael Porter Jr. is grabbing every board that comes his way. A bit of facilitating, but he's playing hard. He's playing extremely hard this year.
Hard, man.
And you have to love that, because how do you not reward that?
He had that great offensive rebound and putback too in this game. Like, I think there are little things all over the place. He was doing super well. He just, to Dev's point, he didn't try to make this like a 40 piece.
Yeah.
But he rarely does, and that's kind of the funny thing about Michael Porter the Nugget, is that's just never really actually been his game.
Right. We thought maybe that could be tonight when he got 7 points real early on.
Right.
But, missed a couple shots, didn't really want to force it, and they just played like Nuggets basketball in the second half. So it was perfect. I loved how he felt out the game tonight, and, it turned into a great performance in the end. Let's hit another break. On the other side, we got Adam Mars from the arena. Can't wait to hear what Michael Malone and Julian Strawther had to say after this one. We will get to him after this.
Here in Denver, we're getting a little spoiled. We're getting used to having the best. You know what I mean? We got the best around, the best basketball team, some of the best sponsors, some of the best lawyers out there. How about roofing? Denver's best roofers have joined the DNVR team. I'm talking about Red Hawk Roofing, quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time. They are Colorado's best estimators and contracts. And here's my favorite part. They're huge DNVR supporters. So a lot of people always want to know, how can we keep supporting you guys? We love to see how this is growing. Obviously, one of the best ways to support us is by supporting our partners and apparently our fans in Red Hawk Roofing. So if you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check them out at redhawkroofing.com and do tell them that DNVR sent you. Breckenridge Brewery, which made the beverage I'm drinking right now, wants me to tell you about a different beverage, and that is Broncos Country, which is delicious. It's better than the football team, arguably. And the good news is you don't really have to be a Broncos fan to be a Breck fan. They have a beer for any occasion. Broncos Country, $6 at the bar, but we also got Avalanche Amber Ale, Mile High City, Broncos Country Pale Ale, Fun Slinger, and Good Company Hard Seltzers. You can come check them out at this bar, the DNVR Bar, or check out the beer locator at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you.
Perfect. Welcome back to the Winners Lounge. 5 Never Ordinary. I'm seeing this in the chat. It took Nikola Jokic 813 less games than LeBron James to get to 4th on the NBA all-time triple-double leaderboard.
Incredible. And he's a center. Did you guys know that? Have you guys heard that?
I heard that.
And he's a center. Pretty impressive.
Guys, we got over 1,600 people watching. Give us a quick thumbs up if you can. We'd really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get to Adam Mars live from Ball Arena, man. It looked like a party in the second half at Ball Arena tonight, Adam.
Dude, this crowd was loving it, man. This crowd was going nuts. That was a comeback for the ages. I know it's the regular season. I know it's a Monday night and all these things, but from down 20 to up 20, and it was a haymaker. This was an unbelievable night here. I feel lucky that I got to see it. I feel lucky I got to see this one and the Bulls game back to back too. Just my number one thing, Jokic's better than ever. I have no doubts. He is better than he's ever been, and it's incredible to watch.
Yeah, it was such a great game that we went with the funky music tonight.
Dude, you had to go to the funky music. I'm going to listen to the funky music on the way home. This was an unbelievable one, man.
Hell yeah.
I hope you guys are going crazy because this one was unbelievable. I'll get to my notes here.
Yeah.
Michael Malone, he said it was a different message to the team tonight than it was against Chicago. He said tonight it was stay the course. He felt like the Pelicans ran hot in the first half, and he just felt like if they tightened up some things, they were going to get the win and they were going to pull it out. So it wasn't a panic. It wasn't getting after guys. It was stay the course. He 37 assists tonight, and he said that they got stops. They ran really well, and he said the second half was all about stops turning into easy buckets. And the number one thing, he was asked about this, but he said one of the things he's most proud of is the team is playing with a lot of energy, despite the fact that they have been playing so many games. Says this is one of the hardest parts of the schedule in terms of a condensed amount of games in a short period of time, but you wouldn't know it from watching the team play. They're flying around. Jokic, in my opinion, Jokic in particular, is just playing like he has fresh legs, which is crazy. And then I asked him where he thought Jokic has gotten better, or if he thinks Jokic is better, and he said it's hard to quantify, it's hard to know, but he said where it really stands out is his presence. He's grown emotionally. And he said that's the biggest thing. Him and Jamal both, he just feels are better leaders than ever before and just emotionally are more ready for what they have to do. They're more invested. And then he said this word, they're more invested in the team's goals. And when he said that, he was speaking, I think, specifically about like the need to bring the young guys along. He's more emotionally invested and more invested as a leader than he has been in years past.
Absolutely love that.
I do too. And he said that Jokic, one of his skills is empowering others. And he said that this year he's doing that as well as ever. So
okay. Sorry. What are the championship odds on Bet365? Sorry,
I mean, how could you not watch today and not just feel like, come on, guys, what are we doing? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But we haven't done around the association yet, so.
No, I'm going to listen to that on my drive home. You guys want to hear from Julian Strawther?
Let's hear it.
Yep.
He said that the NBA game is different than the college game. College game's different than high school. And so he said all of this is an adjustment, but that, there's pluses and minuses to each level. And he said that the vets have been in his ear a lot, including Nikola, just giving him confidence and telling him like, hey man, you're good. Like, stay with it. You're good. Telling him what to do, telling him to look for his shot and stuff. And that's really helped. I love this line. Strawther is a pure shooter. He has this line where he says, after the first two go in, all I'm thinking is, how many am I going to make?
Yeah, I could kind of sense that watching him tonight. I agree.
That's sick. That's actually an awesome quote.
You see, too, and he's just like, oh, man, am I going to get 10? What's this going to be? And then I don't know if this translated to the broadcast, guys, but the run he went on where he started making threes in a row, New Orleans calls a timeout. It was clear that Denver was going to come back. And just at that moment, it was Strawther. The crowd, that was the loudest they got, I think, at any point tonight. And he talked about that moment, and he was like, yeah, that's the thing. When you get drafted to the NBA, that's what you're picturing, is the crowd going crazy for you specifically and for your moment. And tonight he said it lived up to the hype. That was everything he dreamed it would be. This crowd loves Julian Strawther. Yeah. You might not want to hear this one, Win. He might have taken Christian Brown's spot for loudest the crowd gets. I think Strawther might have overtaken him.
I'm cool with that because, I love Christian Brown, but I'm not surprised that the crowd would go crazier for a Julian Strawther 3 than, a Christian Brown hustle play. I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it.
he's got that thing like Mike where his threes just feel like they're worth 4, man. They're just such emotional punches.
Yeah.
He said he feels comfortable scoring in lots of ways. He's not just a shooter. And then I love this one. He says he has more confidence in his floater than in any other part of his game, including his jumper. So take that for what it is. He loves his floater.
Dude, that's a lot of confidence.
This is sick. Another irrational confidence guy. But it's kind of rational and he's smart. That's the thing.
I was going to say, did you watch the game? It's completely rational, man. This team, they were down 20 points, you guys, and this team's unbelievable when they turn it on, and Jokic in particular, but obviously the whole team. This was a hell of a game. This was a fun one to be a part of.
I just need that Calvin Booth, he's done miracles on me tweet playing in my head at all times.
Is a great Booth Boys
It
night.
needs to be the background to my life right now.
Adam, you even got to pick it 3, dude. Something for everyone.
Hey, man, I got to say, Collin Gillespie was driving me nuts in the first half. I was pretty bothered, but that second half was really impressive. I mean, that was, for steady Gillespie, that was probably the steadiest Gillespie has ever been. And it honestly was kind of a sight to behold. He ran that second unit really, really well, and it was the reason Denver won in a blowout.
He absolutely did. I was impressed with what he did in the second half. What was the energy level in the arena when Nikola Jokic got that steal and then threw that one-handed alley-oop to Michael Porter Jr.?
That might have. You're right. That and the Strawther 3 were probably the 2 apexes in terms of the Loudometer.
That
sure.
might have been the sequence of the year, to be honest.
It was an incredible one. You know the other one I like? He had, I can't remember which bucket it was on Valanciunas. It's an and one.
Yeah.
The yoke strut. The yoke strut is underrated. He makes that one. He makes it look easy.
It was the and one to take the lead. I think they went up 83-80 after that one.
Maybe that was it. And he makes it, and he gives the yoke strut, which is kind of like a...
Can you do that again?
One of these.
Can you do that again? Thank you.
He does yeah, man. He was in his bag tonight. He's in his bag. This is Joker's world. There's nobody on his level, and I can't believe we get to watch it every single night.
I can't believe we got to watch that Joker strut right there.
Yeah, that was. I thought we had all the highlights of the night behind us.
Oh man, you got anything else?
That's it, guys. Fun one, man. This was a lot of fun.
Great job.
Check out the All NBA show. ALLCITY All NBA show. Check it out.
Yes, check out the ALLCITY All NBA show. Adam Mars and Tim Legler.
I actually listened to that
nerding out over the game. This is the basketball podcast you'll ever listen to, as many are saying.
It's really fun to. I actually listened to that one. I made a bet with I told myself when I started working out with Adam that I was done listening to his podcast because, frankly, I just had enough.
I know.
But Adam and Legs together, I'm not missing.
Yeah,
that,
it's a must listen. Absolutely. Adam touched on it for a second. Collin Gillespie tonight. He was bad in the first half.
Sure was.
That's down.
He was getting targeted defensively.
Going down for further.
I tweeted out, I don't see the Nuggets playing him in the third and fourth quarters.
He's going further. He's going further.
Guys, he played great in the second half.
Oh, man, he started going up. He started going up.
It's so over. We are so back.
He's steady. He is steady.
He was so steady in the second half. He had that oop to Aaron Gordon. He hit a 3. I thought he ran the offense pretty well. He settled in. I was impressed, man. It was as steady as he needed to be. Collin, steady Gillespie. He deserves some credit for that second half turnaround. He finished only a -1, which was impressive with how poorly the first half went. And, I mean, after tonight's turnaround in the second half, I've got to think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Collin Gillespie. I mean, with Jamal Murray out.
This is a guy that is on a two-way that was like just pushed into the backup role and played really bad in the first half. Anyone else, they would have, just not went to him in the second half, or they would have just allowed him to just punish himself in a lot of ways because he was just too small out there. He was too slow at the time, and it just seemed like it was like operating a little too quick for him. And then he was like, hey, let me just turn this around. Let me get this second opportunity, and I'm just going to just I'm going to get back to myself. I'm going to run the offense. I'm going to make sure everybody is in their spots, and I'm just going to compete. And that's what he did in the second half, is just competed. This had the makings of a horrible night for him.
Yeah.
And I just like the resiliency for him. So steady Gillespie. That's what you need, is a guy that's just going to just like do what is needed. And he does that.
In the pregame show, we talked about reasons to have hope for Collin and reasons to be concerned about Collin. And they were that he sure knows how to play point guard, but he's probably a little too small to do it at the NBA. And I think we saw both of those things manifest tonight in the opposite order, albeit. But, the size was a problem defensively. They were going right at him in the first half.
Oh, yeah. Somehow Brandon Ingram was getting switched, or was getting Gillespie switched onto him every single time
Like
down.
they had to fight a little harder not to switch
Somehow
that
it was
one.
every time down.
But yeah, but it was good to see him get something going there. And then he did hit that 1-3. Collin's been working on his 3.
Yep.
We only have so much access to this stuff, but we see him shooting deeper and deeper, more and more. He's going to need to be able to shoot.
He's been in the lab with Nuggets shooting coach Mike Penberthy, I've been told. In the lab.
Essential. I mean, all jokes aside, as a smaller guy, he's just not going to make it if he can't shoot. So good to see him working on that. Good to see him get something going in the second half, especially if Malone's going to want to keep going in this direction.
Yeah. I thought AG had a nice game tonight.
Yep.
15 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. He did a little bit of everything. KCP started off a little cold, but finished 3 of 7 from 3, 15 points. He was a team high plus 23. Reggie Jackson, didn't think it was a great game from him, but managed to not commit any turnovers. He only shot 2 of 8, though. The last guy I've got a note on is P-Watt.
Yeah.
Peyton Watson is so fun to watch, man. I love watching Peyton Watson. He was a plus 15 off the bench, 2 steals, 2 blocks in 19 minutes.
The Booth boys.
Man.
Both of them got things going in this game. And that's where this energy comes from. That's where, at a tough part of your schedule when you just need people to just bring some type of life to your team, you add a Christian Brown, you add a Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther. They have the makings of a team that can just continue to win, because that bench unit is fun. And he's a huge part of that. Peyton Watson is just everywhere on the floor. And he's going to get a block every single game. He's going to bring some type of life with his block and his defensive energy. Another incredible game from him.
He really popped to me tonight. And it was some of it was during the Strawther stuff, and very understandably, everyone was on the Strawther hype train. It was the time to be there. But like you said, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The one where he just ripped it from the guy drived on him.
He's had a couple of those this season.
And he just simply took the ball from him. I think he blocked Zion once. But the disruptive stuff really stood out, man. And I was skeptical. His preseason wasn't good. And I was buying what they were selling on him long term.
Yep.
But I was just thinking long term. And I will say, he is more than earning some of my confidence back. He's been disruptive. He's playing hard. He's doing what he needs to do.
Calvin Booth, he's done miracles on me.
He's done
Play the
miracles.
track. Play the track.
Play the track.
You kind of just went over Aaron Gordon. I think he needs a little bit of time.
Sure.
tonight.
With it.
Aaron Gordon, really, he added the ability to guard those heavier guys, those bigger guys.
He was great on Zion.
He was incredible on Zion. And Zion was getting to his spots, and he's just making it hard for him, where he's having to finish through people. He's moving them with his body. Super active on both ends of the floor. 12 rebounds in the game. That's with Jokic already having a monster game. That's with Michael Porter Jr. grabbing every single rebound. They actually competed on that end of the floor. And also, he's such an improved, I keep saying it, he's such an improved playmaker that it makes the offense that much easier.
6 assists.
He was rewarded.
Turned into a 6'8" Jokic.
He has.
He was rewarding Michael Porter Jr. with cuts. He's understanding when guys should be moving, and he's like, hey, I'm going to pass you to the spot.
The fake Jokic shot pass that he did the other night, he did it again to Peyton tonight. Peyton didn't even know he had the ball already.
You know what I just remembered? This isn't Aaron Gordon. This goes back to Jokic. Jokic had a between the twigs assist potentially.
Oh, he did.
To somebody who missed,
I think it was
a
KCP.
3.
Was it KCP or Reggie? It was one of those two.
There was a potential assist of the year tonight where Jokic went between the legs and somebody missed a 3.
Oh, he had another
to Reggie.
Incredible. That was going to be one of the plays of the year, passes to Reggie, which he just He shit the bed. I don't know what that was.
What a segue brings us right back to AG, who had 5 offensive rebounds tonight.
Yeah.
He cleaned up that
Cleaned
brick
up with
and
the
put
dunk
it back.
and just made up for a horrible play.
I do think one kind of criticism almost feels too strong. Area of improvement for AG this season, early to me, was the rebounding, like on an individual level. And tonight he went and got 12, and I thought that was huge. To Dev's point, just an all-around impact. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and only the
Definitely.
2 turnovers. I thought he was awesome.
Jamal Murray's been a guy who's been getting you 5-6 rebounds a game.
Right.
Somebody's got to pick up that slack. Aaron Gordon definitely did. Let's hit a last break. We got around the association. I can't wait to get to one game in particular. And then we got a ton of super chats to get to. We'll hit that after this.
DNVR Nuggets night out. Now, not a watch party here, not takeover. A night out. You can meet up with us. Not at the DNVR board, though. At the Basketball Social House this Friday, November. Is that this Friday? Yes, November 10.
on Friday.
At 5 p.m. Join us for a live pod and hoops fun, competitions, food and drinks, some 3-point contests, basketball vibes, your friends. What a treat. The RSVP is free right now. Go to thednvr.com and check out the events tab, or just keep an eye out for us pumping this thing on social. But yeah, we'll be out at Basketball Social House Friday, November 10, and we want you to be there with us.
Yeah,
Dude.
we're doing a live show out there. We'll be shooting around too. They have courts there. Like, I can't wait for that.
Dude, it's so fun there. Like, you could get a drink, you get to hang out. They have food. They have the courts where you know, be with us and compete against us and each other, and bring your whole family out. Like, it's a fun night. That is just not in the bar. You might as well see us in the real world too.
Yeah, we do go other places other than this bar.
Oh yeah, I also got to talk to you guys about Kind Love, one of the first dispensaries in Colorado. It's been around since 2010, which is, if you may remember, the original boom here in Denver for the marijuana industry. And Kind Love was in early. They're known for cultivating some of the highest quality cannabis in the state with authentic genetics, patient grow techniques, and one of the highest quality brands in Colorado. One thing I like about Kind Love is that I've smoked it before and I loved it so much. It was great. Use code DNVR for 25% off all non-presale items at Kind Love. Visit one of their stores in Cherry Creek next to the PetSmart and Target off of Alameda, or North Denver. Mention DNVR and receive a DNVR exclusive discount of 25% off all Kind Love flower, pre-rolls, and their Turbo joint line. You could also visit their website at kindlove.com and use code DNVR for online ordering and their full extensive menu.
Perfect. Hey guys, we got like 1,800 people watching. If you're in the chat, give us a quick thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button as well. Back here on the DNVR Nuggets post-game lounge presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. Let's get to around the association. Tons of great games going on in the association tonight.
What a graphic. Kale, did you whip a new one up for tonight? Oh, is that the same one?
We're still looking for a sponsor. Who wants to sponsor around the association? Let us know.
First up, we have the Golden State Warriors. They get the win.
Who are coming to Denver on Wednesday.
120 to 109 over the Detroit Pistons. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be a fun one on Wednesday.
It should be.
Steph Curry is cooking, as he always does. 7 3-pointers in this game. 34 points. He was a plus 17 in this game. Who else did good with him? Chris Paul. 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Draymond Green is back, 6 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Like, they're a system, and they know what they have, and that's going to be great to see their system go up against the new dynasty on Wednesday. I cannot wait for that game. On the other side of things, Kay Cunningham and Killian Hayes had 21 points apiece. Pistons are interesting. Like,
How was James Wiseman?
Not good.
Okay.
Just never is. Next up, this was a high-scoring affair. High-scoring. Indiana Pacers,
Holy
152 to 111.
Whoa.
Goddamn.
152 to 111. Guess
How
what?
did the Pacers put up on
That was in regulation.
I'm sure Bruce Brown went off in this game.
He absolutely didn't. Absolutely didn't.
He only had
7
7
points in a game they got to 152. Yeah, I'm not hating on them. That's just, I thought there would be a lot more, but there's because other guys got
Every
active. Everyone else got
player
going.
that touched the floor for them scored. Only one player didn't touch the floor. Free Daniel Tias. What did he do?
That is
What did he
insane.
do?
He killed somebody.
Obi Toppin
He
had
actually
19
killed
points.
somebody.
Halliburton had 23 points. Miles Turner, 15 points, 11 rebounds. Like, they just had everybody scoring over there. Buddy Hield even had 19 points. Everybody had it going on. On the other side of things, everybody talks about Wemby. Wemby had himself a regular game, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks in the game.
3 of 12 from the field. Wow, maybe he's bad after all. I don't know. Jerry's still out.
Yeah. Well, we have the Mavericks that beat the Orlando Magic. They
Damn.
moved to 6-1.
Damn.
Who did that one loss come to?
I was just going to say, can they play some good team? Oh, wait a second.
I don't care. The Mavs are not good.
You're not making us do it.
I am not buying the Mavericks. I don't care what their record is. They're not good.
It's a hard pass for us. It's a hard pass.
Luka had a regular game in this one. 29 points, 6 turnovers, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Because it was Kyrie Irving, 21 points, 10 assists in the game. Pretty low-scoring game. Tim Hardaway also had 21 points. On the other side of things, Ben Carroll had 22 points. Wagner had 19.
Oh.
And Anthony had 19.
What the incredible Franz Wagner do?
Nothing.
12 points, 5 of 13 shooting.
You just love it. You just really love it.
Of course, Adam's not here.
The thing is, I really like Franz Wagner.
Yeah.
I know.
Another super
really good.
duper high scoring game. 146, 128. You already know Joel Embiid is going to go crazy against these bad teams. That man will destroy a bad team. I'll tell you what.
We can't even talk crazy this time.
This time he had 48 points.
Jeez.
11 rebounds.
He had 29 points in a quarter in this game without missing a shot from the
Dude,
field.
Without missing a
we've
shot.
all been there. We've all watched our NBA center play against Daniel Gafford.
He's going to go crazy. I'm glad that Jokic had one of them nights because it's going to be like, oh, okay. Like, he could have stole the night, but Jokic said, no, you don't get to have my night, brother.
Yeah, when do the Nuggets get to play the Wizards? Because
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
They're bad.
Tyrese Maxey had 22 points,
I
11
wanna host that
assists in this
show.
game. They're like, hey, no Harden, no problem. On the other side of things, Kyle Kuzma had 28 points. Jordan Poole had 23 points.
Nobody's having more fun this year than Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma.
dude, Kyle
Getting buckets, taking L's.
Oh, that's the Wizard special. Bradley Beal was like, hey, I recognize your game.
Jordan Poole cracked his knuckles before this season started and said, I'm about to play the least serious full season of basketball
Yeah.
that anyone has ever seen.
I feel bad for Wes Unseld.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
Okay.
The Bucks get the win, 129 to 120. Yeah, 129 to 125. It was Giannis that had himself a game. This is more like Giannis. 36 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks in the game. Damian Lillard had 21 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. They finally got themselves going. They're starting to look like themselves. It was against the Brooklyn Nets, who have a monster on their team. Cam Thomas. 45 points.
Oh my God. He got
45.
33 shots up.
Absolutely.
Well,
Who
I mean,
else-
when Ben Simmons
who else
goes
would you
1
go
of 3,
to?
there's some shots to be
There's
had.
guys on their
Yeah.
team that don't want to shoot at all.
Bro.
Miles Bridges had 31 points. Ben Simmons had 15 rebounds
And 4 assists. He's so back.
Dude, there's going to be some Brooklyn Nets fan in like 60 years. There's going to be this 90-year-old guy, and he's going to be like, let me tell you, in my day, Cam Thomas was the best bucket getter I ever saw.
Hey, he won't be lying.
He might be
You guys see the one of him
He might be right.
when he jump stopped against Jaylen Brown with his back to the basket
Yeah.
and just shot a 360?
Yeah.
Guy is unbelievable.
Cam
good.
Thomas probably should be on the Wizards.
Mike watches Cam Thomas and just goes, damn. That would have been sick.
That could have been me.
That could have been.
Could you imagine Cam Thomas on the Wizards, though?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
that'd be awesome.
That's great.
The Miami Heat beat the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, I hate
Love
to see
to
that.
hear.
Oh, you
Love
just-
to see it.
You know,
feel
that
so
Heat
bad.
culture, man. Always been a believer.
108
hardest
to
working
107. This was a close
nasties.
game heading into the fourth quarter, but then it was Miami that put on the defense, clamped it up. LeBron James had 30 points. He continues to impress with his big numbers at that old age. Austin Reeves finally had a good game, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. He almost had a triple-double, and he hasn't been playing that well. But it was Jimmy Butler, 28 points in the game. Bam Adebayo had 22 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists.
Wow.
Did you hear that triple-double?
That's a Jokic stat
Did you hear
line.
that
Bro, he had a
triple-double?
22, 20, and 10 game?
That is incredible.
Bam, I
Dude,
apologize.
I like Bam. I'm a fan of Bam. Like, he's not as good as some people make him out to be, but he's damn good.
Yeah.
Bam looked at that finals and said, "Hey, I'm gonna add a little bit more to my game. I'm gonna
it's tough
assist
for
and
us,
things like
'cause
that."
He probably took a lot of those jumpers.
Dude, it's tough for us because Yo kills Bam. That's a terrible
I know.
matchup.
I
But
know.
then you watch him against other teams and you're like, oh, he is the
I don't
true.
know.
Yeah.
He was going against one of the defensive player of the year
Oh,
candidates.
he was going against the top 5 player tonight.
That's right.
Yeah, he also left in the middle of that game.
He did.
Groin spasm.
Groin spasm.
Growing spasm.
Something.
Never
Check.
heard of that one.
I've never heard of that one. He's probably getting cooked. It was probably his leg. Like, hey, tonight's not the night. Tonight's not the night.
But the Lakers are 3-4. They're now 0-4 on the road.
Love that. Love that. New York Knicks pick up a win, 111-97 over a system. James Harden finally makes his debut. He does not play well. He was a minus 18.
What?
He has 17 points, 6 assists in this game.
How many shots did he take?
6 of 9.
That's going to be the least amount of shots he ever
Yeah.
takes in a Clippers jersey.
Absolutely. But he
He's
also
not
like,
doing that again.
he already showed his dominance, and they went with a very small lineup: Harden, Westbrook, Zubac, Leonard, and Paul George. Like they just was like, hey, we're going to make sure we put Russell Westbrook in this
Westbrook
one.
was like their best player in this game.
Yeah, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for him.
8-13.
Yeah,
Dude, imagine having your debut in the Garden and you lose to Julius Randle.
Bones Highland did get to play in this game. He only had 5 points. He played 22 minutes, 2 of 9 from the field, so he didn't have it going on.
Paul George was 2 of 11. That's tough
Yeah.
to win that.
Julius Randle had 27 points, 10 rebounds.
Nick's
guess
bench
he's looking
played
like
really
himself.
well. Looks like they killed the Clippers bench in this
Yeah,
one.
RJ Barrett had 26 points. He's playing well right now. I'll be very honest with you. He's playing well, and he gets a lot of negative press.
Right.
Yeah.
The Bulls get the
I
win.
want your honesty, Dev.
The Bulls get the win 130-113 over the Jazz. The Jazz are so bad. Tony Jones is just like, I'm gonna just cover Denver for
I
a little
know.
bit.
Friend of the show, Tony Jones. We got to have him on sometime. He's in Denver.
It's a regional beat with like shifting further and further
Yeah,
into
we're
Denver.
definitely, we and the Nuggets are converting him just to be in Denver full time.
He's like, man, I love the way they play. He's saying all the time, like, yeah, I know.
beautiful.
Yeah,
basketball.
you're watching the Jazz.
Laurie Markkinen was the only one that was doing something, as always. 29 points. Actually, Kessler had 15 points, 15 rebounds in this game. On the other side of things, I can't believe the Bulls are winning. That's crazy. 24 points for Zach LaVine, 21 points for DeMar DeRozan, and their bench played well. So wins all around for the All-City Network.
Yeah, shout out to the Bulls, man. They'll take any win they can get.
The Houston Rockets get a win, 122-97 over the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings are like not playing well right now. 2 of 4.
Wow.
De'Aaron Fox is not playing right now, so they're just having a hard time scoring the basketball. They're a
He
team
is
that
their
does high scoring
best
offense,
player.
fast-paced offense, and he's one of the fastest. He might be the fastest player in the NBA right now. So they just don't have it going on. It was Jalen Green, 23 points in this one. Şengün had 17 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds. Baby Yoke at it.
I'll tell you who's playing well for the Rockets. Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks
I told you
is-
guys before the season that the Grizzlies stocks are about to plummet and Dylan Brooks stocks are about to go back
Dylan
up.
Brooks playing well. He was a plus 34 in 28 minutes tonight.
Yeah,
He's
that's-
having a nice redemption arc.
Yeah. This one is a fun one. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Boston Celtics
What?
in overtime.
They did?
In overtime.
No. But Boston, I saw that Boston was playing well and it was a tight game in the fourth quarter. And I thought for sure they'll pull this one out. You're telling me Boston got sloppy late in the game and didn't win?
You hate to see it, right?
Oh, man.
26 points for Jaylen Brown. Porzingis had 20 points. Jason Tatum had 32 points. You could lock him in for 30.
Hold the phone. 2 assists, 6 turnovers. Hold the L.
Yeah, he didn't shoot 50% from the field
No.
as well.
Two of 8
I
from
was
3.
tuning into this game at the end of regulation. Boston had a chance to win it. The tie game, last possession of the fourth quarter.
Did they run really good offense?
No.
What was it?
Jaylen Brown looked off Jason Tatum, who it looked like was calling for the ball, and decided to just shoot a three.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He missed it.
This is a crazy one because in a game that they only won by 5 in overtime, Rudy Gobert was a plus 24. Like, he was just winning when he was out
He shot
there.
2 of 11 from one.
14 points, 12 rebounds. It was Anthony Edwards that went nuclear. 38
How did they win
points in
this game, man?
38 points from Anthony Edwards. That's what it
Terrible
was.
game from Karl Towns.
Rudy Gobert was a plus 24. The Tim Connolly redemption era is here,
Guys,
baby.
I hate to break it to you, Tim Connolly's. He knows what he's doing.
He's done it again.
He's
done
actually
it again.
a good GM.
Yep, and to finish it off for the night, the Oklahoma City Thunder get a 126-117 win for the Hawks. DeJounte Murray had 29 points.
Hang on, I just can't believe the Celtics lost because I was hearing that they might be the best starting five this century.
They have a great offensive rating, I heard.
In November, they look great. And as we all know, that was Boston's problem. They just needed to fix the November games.
On the other side of things, Shea had 30 points. Chet had 16 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks.
Dude, Chet, rookie of the year? Question mark.
He's pretty good.
I mean, Victor's been killing, but
As long as he doesn't have to play the Nuggets.
yeah, man, that is that's just a tough
Wow,
matchup.
wasn't around the association.
Dev, great job, dude. It's a
Thank
lot of
you,
games.
Dev.
A lot of games.
Should we talk about the Celtics game some more?
I would love to.
I'm
We
just
do have
kidding.
some
We
super
should go
chats.
Let's
home.
get to the super chats as we get out of here tonight. Jesus
Okay.
Christ. Thank you, guys. We actually really appreciate it. Thank you.
DNVR's shady cousin, hear me out. We will all get matching Calvin Booth tattoos. All right. Seriously, though, our scouts did it once again, boys. It's true. dude.
He's done miracles on me.
Calvin Booth. Booth's boys. These booths are made for water. All right, I don't know. Mile High Sing. Julian Strawther has arrived. Joker is the GOAT. Is Joker the GOAT? We'll talk about it next tomorrow.
We'll
on the
save it
DNVR
for tomorrow.
show. Mile High Sing again. All the Nuggets are good. That's a fact. Gordon, imagine all these fan bases waiting years for the unbeatable Warriors to fall, only to watch the unbeatable Nuggets rise.
Amen. We're rising. We've risen.
Chris Peters, all the Nuggets are good. Correct. Gordon again. Oh, nope. Same one.
He sent it in twice.
He sent it in twice. Thank you, Gordon. You are the best.
The GOAT.
Vote first time seeing the stash. I see you, brother.
Bro, you
Thanks,
got
man.
to tune into more Winners Lounges than that.
Yeah,
You're
it's been
slacking.
here for a bit, man. It's been here for a bit. What else do we got? Sheb and Kellen, Shaban. Vote channeling a young Ron Zappolo. I don't
Ron
know.
Zappolo.
Zappolo, thank you.
Nuggets, or not Nuggets, but Denver sports news legend.
Okay,
I
thank
remember
you.
that, man. I
I,
remember
would-
that
I didn't- I
mustache.
don't know that. That reference flies over my head, but thank
It's
you.
a good chat. It's a good reference.
Justy's the 80s feathered hair, sticking with 2 hot takes. Bench finishes as a top 5 bench, and the Nuggets will challenge the 85-86 Celtics and 15-16 Spurs for the best all-time home record. That's actually a fun hot take. Lumi, super chat. Thank you, Lumi. Super chat from Daniel Lynch.
Thanks, Daniel.
Take 2 from Daniel Lynch. It's almost like Jokic taught the Nuggets how to play, and now that they know how, he's saying, "Great, now I get to play too."
Whew, love that take.
That's
a great
That's
take.
some heat there. That's some
Man,
heat.
that's a bar.
Josh Barnett from Down Under won some dollary dues on. What did you just say, Josh? Won some dollary dues on Joker threes. The Melbourne Cup and Celtics lost. All the Nuggets are good. What a treat Tuesday. Play the hits, fellas. Love you.
What a Monday.
That's a good one,
That
Josh.
was a good one.
Tuesday for him, Monday for us.
Clarity checking in. Maybe we can trade for Monte. Good backup point guard.
I wouldn't bank on it.
The Nuggets probably don't need to do anything, but I love that idea.
Yeah.
Cherish this, y'all, for real. Cherish it. For Melo was never this. Alex was never this. This gang is buying in. Cherish it. At DNVR is love.
Thank you, Ryan.
It is the golden era. Justin Gault. All the Nuggets are good. All of the DNVR Nuggets is good. Banger game. Banger post game show.
What
Strong
a
agree.
night, man.
You guys-
what a night.
Thank you, Justin.
You guys brought your A game. I do agree with that. Does that say little honey? That's hilarious. All the fellas are good. My first super chat, making up for 5 years of watching you guys kill it. Appreciate y'all so much. Jokic and Vogt stash inspire me to be a better man. I'll be
yes.
in town for the Warriors game, hoping to make it to the bar. Please
Dude,
do come
down,
through.
man.
Come on down.
Please come say hey. Collin Gillespie circle of trust conversation begins now.
I don't know about that one, Lumi. I don't know about
That's
that
a fine
one.
pepper super chat, Lumi.
I appreciate the chat,
Yeah.
but not willing to go there.
Super chat legend 55555-ish. This has to be the most fun the bench has been in the Jokic era. Fact. Another great win. Down. Only 48 more wins. Still 55 wins in the NBA. ATA. Man, let's aim higher than 55.
That 1 year the bench was pretty fun with like Monte, Beasley,
Yeah.
Wancho,
That's
like
true.
2019, but we weren't serious back then.
That's a good point. This is my call. Oh, T Hall. This is my call to have Julian Strawther's theme song be Julian by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Not familiar, but I'll listen to it on the way home.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, zero objection, even without having heard it. I know it's spelled wrong, but it's a banger. Shout out to Adam for the hard G. A banger. Banger. THTR 201, 31 points for Jordan Hawkins. That's adorable.
That was an impressive.
It was
incredible.
adorable watching him tonight.
That was good though. He
Yeah.
went crazy. And Pelicans always have one guy that goes
Yeah,
crazy.
it's either like
every
Trey
time.
Murphy or him. Or
Jose
Alvarado.
Alvarado couldn't play tonight, so
Alvarado.
He was like, yeah, this is my time.
I think he
Yeah.
averages 9 points a game. Just
The thing about the Pelicans is they have great role players, but the wrong stars.
it's so true, man.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, 8. Felt good about this game. KCP is always strong in the clutch. That's a great point. Hit a 10-leg parlay tonight. Guess how the vibes are.
Dude, apparently,
immaculate.
I'm guessing immaculate.
who hit
Zarko.
Zarko, friend of the show, hit a massive parlay tonight. I heard
$2
$2
to win like
for
$800.
$800.
That's
Bro.
incredible.
Zarko, my rockiest shot's waiting for me down there, right? That you bought for. Congratulations, Zarko. Big Honey. T-Wolves beat the Celtics and Nugs. Are they the best team in the league right now?
Probably. They're probably.
T-Wolves? They're the Nuggets' toughest competition in the West.
All right, I love the Wolves, but this is a real November take. Joel Embiid, regular season merchant. Fire, fire, fire. I mean, he was honestly, can't even talk crazy tonight. He was out of his mind. Out of his mind. But I appreciate it. Laking Ball. Could you imagine if Jason Tatum had the Ant Edwards clutch gate gene? I love how he defends the Celtics but agrees with me about Tatum in the clutch. That's the best part. Vogt, get your laughs out now. Nuggets didn't even bother to show up against the T-Wolves. That is true. And the Celtics were missing White. I don't care. I simply don't care. Jeremy J. Rock Michael. All of the Nuggets are good. Cal New. Orange Julians. Is that an orange?
Yeah, Orange Julians.
Orange Julius. It was a store or a smoothie
He's
shop.
not from here. He's
I'm
not
learning
from here.
so much.
It was like you saw it in malls a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Orange Julius.
Some old
It was
Denver
like
education.
unhealthy Jamba Juice.
Laking Paul. Remind me, did the Nuggets show up against the Wolves? Remind me, did the Celtics show up against the Heat in Game 7?
Unhealthy Jamba Juice. I don't know.
He's hurting over there. Who hurt you?
Laking. The T-Wolves hurt him. Dude, I love this, dude. Collin Gillespie just tweeting Julian Strawther. I feel like
I actually had that same exact tweet
you
tonight.
did. This is a Christian Brown move.
I'm not kidding. I tweeted that exact same thing
But
tonight.
he was done. He was done with the game, and he said, "You know what, Julian Strawther."
Yeah.
It's a Christian Brown thing, just tweeting his teammates' names. Do we have more, Kel?
No, we're done, man. Guys, thank you for tuning in. What a incredible Winners Lounge tonight. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for following along. What an awesome night, man. Julian Strawther exploded. Nikola Jokic is the greatest player ever. It was great talking about it with you guys.
Oh, what
It
a
was
treat.
great.
What a treat.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back, I think, tomorrow? We back here tomorrow?
That's a fact.
We'll be back here tomorrow at 3:15.
Run it back.
Talk to you guys then.
We all silly like the mayor.